On the Southland for Monday, April 6th, 2026. Your weekly edition of Georgia Tech Numbers and Words is back. My name is Akshay Shwarn, and joining me, as always, is Mr. Jack Purdy. Jack, which of Georgia Tech baseballs, let me count them here. What is that? 33 runs this weekend was your favorite?
My favorite's the 17th one in game one against Cal because that made sure we had the same score as the Braves that night. Which truly, I don't think anyone's come out with the math yet of the odds of a college team, the main college team and the main pro team from the same city having the same score against teams out west on the road. Uh, but I'm sure it's under 1%, maybe under a tenth of a percent. Gotta be something like that. 'Cause you gotta have travel.
Very
You got
tiny.
very very tiny, but it's that was so cool to see that the next morning, uh, have that be there. So, I caught not too much of it just because late nights and things like that. But was of what I heard, every single moment I felt like that poor broadcaster just did not want to be there, and that was evident.
Both broadcasters,
Yeah.
especially for the weekend games, did not want to be there. It's because they brought in the big guns, it sounded like, for
Mm,
games two and three, and they had a student doing game one. But man, that was it was just kind of a depressing watch. Did you know that Cal almost closed their baseball program in 2011?
that's 11. Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's just
Number
prime.
one, how crazy soon is that
Right.
in relative time?
Right.
And number two, like they went to the College World Series that year, and that's why the team was saved.
Oh my God. Wow. That's
Yeah.
dang.
And then they just gave up 33 runs to
That
Georgia
happens.
Tech in a single weekend.
Oof.
Um,
Oof.
their baseball setup is pretty fascinating. No real dugouts,
Nope.
but they have stadium seating. So it's very and like normal looking outfield fences. They're not, well, I mean, they're not fences, they're walls. It,
Right.
very confusing. Very
Yeah.
confusing.
We're talking about Sun Gordon Stadium is what it's officially called. The outfield looks kind of cool because they got some stuff in the buildings behind it that like kind of give it its own little vibe that you don't get in many other places. Uh, but yeah, like this thing does not have dugouts. It's
The
kind of just like
funny
it's kind of like a high. It's kind of like I don't for those that live in Atlanta, like they're and have been to McCoy Park in Decatur, like that's which is where Decatur High School plays. It's not like this. Like there's at least a wall and a fence in the way of the dugouts there, but it's kind of this idea where it just kind of spills out into the field. Like
it's
if they
like
didn't
it's
have
like a
the
public park, like a public park situation without the roof on the dugout.
right, yeah,
It's
basically,
really
basically,
weird.
uh,
It feels very California to be like, oh yeah, we don't need a roof.
yes, and then
Like it
there's
never rains.
yeah,
We don't need a roof.
and there's no stadium seating down the left field line because that's where Haas Pavilion is, where they play basketball, and right behind that is their competition pool, where their very very skilled ACC swim team plays or swims at. So
Is that outdoors?
yes, they have an outdoor. They got an
Of
outdoor
course.
indoor pool. It looks like. Um, Now, what's upsetting is there is if you go like I went to their website just now and the Google image version they have the Google Maps embedded on there and the satellite imagery shows more patches on their outfield grass than there ever should be, but it looks like this was during the off season, so I give them an excuse. Uh, but yeah, this
Looks
is
a lot
cool.
like Mercedes-Benz grass currently.
If I was there and it wasn't, it was surprising, but nonetheless, yeah, no, they had this cool little block where they got their tennis courts, their track, their baseball stadium, their basketball pavilion, and their swim stuff all very tied together. So it's a cool little spot.
Uh, Another thing before we talk about this actual game, the last thing I
Yes.
promise. At one point, they started talking about the University of San Francisco baseball facility. This was at like 10-0, by the way, in the third
Of
inning
course.
on
When,
the
when
of
you should
game
be doing that. Yeah.
of game one, and they were just talking about, oh, like, it was super cool to see the entire orientation of San Francisco's baseball stadium switch when they redid the facility in the 2010s because they changed it to be, instead of it being like the corner being in Golden Gate or facing Golden Gate Ave, it was now like the outfield was next to Golden Gate Ave. It was so cool. I was like,
They do. I'm
this is
looking at that one
really
now.
like
San Francisco has a much better field than Cal upon the pictures here. I mean, it is all turf. I think that automatically means you cannot have higher than a C in terms of playing surface. But they've got it's a very cool view. They got trees in the outfield. They got dugout. They got proper dugouts.
Proper
Uh,
dugouts.
Proper
Score
dugouts.
one for San Francisco over Berkeley.
Right field is a little bit shorter, so they've got the home run yellow tape goes up like 20, like 30 feet in the air. So you really gotta get one over. But yeah. Anyways, all right, let's talk about this Tech baseball team that has an actual better field than all of them because there's real grass, real dirt, and a skyline. Um,
Look, 33 runs at the weekend, 13 more in the midweek versus number 18 Auburn, a game that ended in 8 innings. A record crowd at that Auburn game at home
mhm.
too, 400,000 or 40,000. Wow. Okay, neither of those numbers are right. 4,033 people in attendance. An incredible bullpen game in that
Yeah.
Auburn fixture. Obviously we've spent more time talking about the stadiums in Berkeley and in San Francisco than the actual game, so we can skip right over that. Tech is now on an 8-game winning streak with 2 straight ACC series sweeps. They are on track to break their single season runs record and now have the largest scoring margin, run differential through 31 games in program history at plus 219. Pretty insane run for a team that is 26 and 5, 12 and 3 in the ACC, and still has a stranglehold on first. But look,
Yeah.
couple of heavy hitters coming up the
Yeah.
next couple of weekends.
There's a
Anything
lot.
else? Anything else on weekend here?
Well, I think I want to go back to that Auburn game still because that was a point of demarcation for this team. Because remember, the last time we lost was against Auburn at their building when they were the number 4 team in the country. They dropped down after playing Texas and Alabama in between games we had with them. But like that was the like, yeah, we got through NC State, but Auburn had our number and made us look bad. Like they were the first team to like truly kind of humble us. And we just, no, I mean, we just killed them. Like it was not, it didn't really feel close at all that day. They have been having trouble hitting, so that part they had that going for them. Uh, but I mean, Cooper Underwood, we allow 3 second inning runs and then put a 6 spot up, and just do not let them even touch third base again. Like this was just dunzo. Jake Lanke was great. Caden Campbell was great. Dylan Loy was great. Brett Barfield, Charlie Wilcox, Carson Ballard, Caden Spivey, all just mowed guys down. No one threw over 20 pitches outside of Cooper Underwood. So pitch counts were held low. And in part, we had the whole bullpen because of how well we did on Sunday against NC State when we won 8 innings as well. And we talked about that on the last podcast when Jackson Blakely went 7 innings scoreless. So like they were set up really well, and the fact that they did so well in this Auburn game set them up again for the Cal trip, where so I don't believe they have lost a game in California in ACC play still. Uh, if I might be wrong on that because they swept Stanford last year. Um,
Stanford. I mean, Stanford is not a good baseball
they were
team
not good.
the
No, they
last couple
weren't.
of
But
years.
still,
So
Cal not good now either. But I mean, they got past a test that was worth alerting to. Sorry, I forgot. We lost to Pitt. I forgot about that. So it was the second to last team to have beaten us at the time. Uh, but nonetheless, it was a like, all right, can they get past this? Is they going to like, where is that going to be? And it just ended up being a perfect night at Rush Chandler. Like weather was perfect, crowd was electric the entire time. The walk off homer at the end. Who was that hit that homer? That wasn't Zuckerman. Caleb Daniel. Just first pitch he sees just towers. It was just gonzo, and the place went nuts. Which it feels weird to have a walk to like have that feeling up 9 runs to go up 10 to end the game, but it still was really fun. Like it was a really, really fun night. So I wish the Cal series was here just to kind of keep the momentum going. But I mean, as you mentioned, this weekend is not easy at all.
no, number 5, Florida State. That's a Thursday to Saturday series at McNeese Ballpark at Russ Chandler Stadium. Before that, Tech will play Kennesaw State tomorrow night. But Florida State, like I said, number 5. They're not the highest ranked team that Tech would play or has played, but
It'll feel
man,
like it. It will feel
it
like it.
will feel like we're talking about playoff baseball again, right? I think the key for me in these kinds of series and as against this caliber of opponent is getting that experience in those like competitive
Yep.
regional style environments, and especially when you have that guaranteed third game in a series like this. Hey, like go out, treat it like a regional, and try like treat it like a regional, throw the same way that you would in a regional, and
Hmm.
see what comes out, right? And It's interesting here that Tech is favored by a run, by one run in each game, according to our friends the pair ratings, with a 62% chance to win the series. But I think if you asked me to put a number on this, I would not have picked anywhere close to 62.
No, yeah, it's tight. I mean, we should win one. All things considered, the pitching has been so good of late that not get like the pitching would have to seriously blow up for us to not get one out of it. Just
Knock on some
there's
wood,
the ran
brother.
just the sheer randomness of baseball puts you in that it puts you in a spot where it should all come. Now a good thing that's happened recently is Mason Patel, since he came back from injury, hasn't allowed a run. He's been extremely good, and we know that, and that's been a reason why the Saturday starting has been up in the air. It's gone through a couple different guys. Porter Bursama through this past Saturday, and he went 4 innings against Cal. Granted, that's not definitely not Florida State level play, but still, it was a guy that needed to 8 innings that we thought was going to be Mason Patel in that spot. Mason's is slowly getting worked back. He's only thrown 6 2/3 since getting back from injury, but they've all been scoreless and they've all been pretty damn good. We're set up in a spot where we've had as much pitching health and just really good form in recent games as we have all season. So if you're looking for like reasons to think like, hey, here's how we can get this series, it is yes, it's the literally record-setting hitting we have, but there's enough of the pitching to back it up right now, to where it it should feel like 2026 Georgia Tech baseball versus other Georgia Tech teams that we've been very sadly fond of in a way.
Starting pitcher on Tuesday will be Charlie Wilcox versus Kennesaw State. Um, Important note on Tuesday, before we even get to the weekend, by the way, 6 p.m. first pitch, bingo and $3 beers.
Oh yeah,
There, look,
they've been doing
balling on a budget,
the
balling on a
promotion's been
budget.
the promotion's been working. I mean, granted, Auburn coming to town made it a little bit easier to get the crowd, and also lots of Auburn people around. So I'll be curious how it is tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, but I'll definitely be there on Thursday. Uh, and I'm sure that I'll be close to sold out. Sunday's already sold out, or Saturday's already sold out for the Florida State game. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get at least two sellouts this weekend. I say weekend. There's only one game on an actual like weekend day, because
So weird. These Thursdays are
Masters
weird.
Sunday.
Hmm.
Yep.
I mean, the SEC did all Thursdays last week too, or it started
Mm.
Thursday through Saturday last
Oh,
week too.
did
It
they?
was
Okay.
weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Uh,
A couple other notes from the pregamer on RamonRec.com. Jacket Center this week is the best offense in the country and the best offense in modern college baseball history in the 16 seasons of the BB Core era. The 2026 Yellow Jackets have produced the best on base percentage, 48, and runs per game, 11.4 of any Power 4 team after 8 weeks.
yeah, they're pretty damn good.
Whenever you start talking about BB Core era, number one,
We
maybe
should,
if you start talking about best teams in modern college baseball history or best offenses in modern college baseball
yeah,
history, and then BB Core era, maybe the bats are broken. So that's like one thing. But
yeah,
also, dude, these guys are very good.
they're crazy.
They're
We
very,
should
very
we
good.
should know. Not everyone may not know what BB core means. That's a modification they made to aluminum bats in 2011. So it basically kind of made them hit the ball less far. Was the idea there? So there are certain regulations that the bat has to have, and that's what that era stands for. So it's a equipment change that was very major across the sport that limited distance, but I don't that didn't limit our distance. That's for sure. We're still mashed. I mean, we're almost at 12 runs a game still, and it's been eight
What if
weeks.
the whole bit is like, what if you deaden the bats, but people still mash dingers,
Yeah,
like
yeah, basically, yeah.
it's crazy. A couple other notes. Drew Burris, BB Core era program record of 50 home runs over his GT career, the fifth most in Georgia Tech program history. 2 home runs away from tying Andy Bruce for the fourth most home runs by a Yellow Jacket, and 7 homers shy of Jason Varitek's all-time record at 57. Jared Advincula, noted former Cal player, by the way, has been
Hmm.
the best hitter in college baseball. Over his 15-game hitting streak, he is slashing, and this is absurd, 492
Uh-huh.
batting average, 543 on base percentage,
Uh-huh.
746 slugging over that stretch, 31
Yeah.
hits, 6 doubles, 2 triples, 2 homers, 17 total runs, and 9 RBI.
That's
Crazy.
pretty good. He's one hit. If he gets a hit against KSU, that'll set his personal hit streak record. So I like his chances.
Crazy. They're killing baseballs out there. They're feeding trees. It's insane. Anything else on the baseball? Anything from around the ACC? Any other fun results that you saw?
Um, I was looking at the standings, and there is something to note on the conference right now. We are first because we've played more games than Florida State. Florida State has three fewer wins than us, but they have the same number of losses at three. So this series, in a lot of ways, will be not a default who's going to be on top of the ACC, but it'll be a very it'll, it'll it'll dictate a lot of that. And getting a series win matters a lot here in case it gets into tiebreaker situations for seeding come the ACC tournament, which we won't need to win at this rate to make the NCAA tournament or anything like that, but it'll go a long way in helping. Um, North Carolina is one loss behind us, and Boston College is two losses is three losses behind us. So getting any will be good there. Virginia got a game off of Florida State, so this is that was a huge help, and Virginia's sitting at 8-7 in conference play. So we have set ourselves apart with how well we've done in conference play so far. We got the most wins, fewest losses. We're tied for fewest losses. North Carolina is right on our heels. Florida State right there. So um, we have the longest win streak in the conference right now at 8, 9-1 in our last 10, best of anyone in the conference. So I mean, this is as aside from losing a game here and there, this is as good as it's gonna get. I mean, because we got Florida State and North Carolina next, and then Georgia. And if we come out, I mean, there's a lot of ifs, ands, and maybes, and who knowses, and game of inches kinds of stuff that we'll see here. But um, if we get out of that, if we get out of this stretch with 4 wins across that that will. I mean, people think we were one of the best teams out there. Like the rankings show that we're. I mean, perfect game moved us up to number 2 this week from our number 3 spot we held. But if we get 4 wins, 4 or 5 wins out of this, holy cow! People are going to be penciling Tech in as a okay. They proved it. This is not fake. This is
I
as much as you
wish I
possibly can
wish
do.
I
So
could podcasting is a visual medium, but I wish I could make like a game day sign of the rat poison emojis.
that
Because
is
what
that.
we were
Yeah,
doing, like for those unaware, I don't think we've ever said this
I don't
on
think we have
record,
either.
but we
Yeah.
we during the football season, during the good part of the football season,
Hmm.
we constantly were reminding ourselves not to believe in like the positive self talk that the internet was doing, and so
Anytime,
would just react.
even if it
It'd
was just
react
like
to
a stat. Yeah,
everything.
yeah. Even if it
Yeah,
was just like
react
a
to
stat.
everything with
Yeah,
the rat and the poison emoji,
and
which is great. It
I
was a great bit,
I do
and
believe
we're
this
going to
team.
continue doing it.
It's a good bit. I believe this team more than I did the football team. That's for sure. Uh, Even with how hard the schedule is, but yeah, this is big. If you can make it to Russ Chandler Thursday or Friday, get out there. I know there's fireworks after Thursday's game, which I don't remember there being fireworks after a Tech game, but that's cool. Usually there's just fireworks for rambling on, and they got rid of that. So,
Damn, they got rid of Rambling On.
yep,
Oh, man, I like the free party at the end of the year.
that's
That
now
sucks.
it's for everybody, and it's on Tech Green.
It's not
Also,
special anymore.
it wasn't free. He definitely paid $10 for your beer.
Those were the good old days. Back when it was special. You want to know something else that's special, Mister Purdy?
What else?
Section 103. You want to talk about them a little bit?
I think they're pretty special if I do say so. They came to the Pi Mile 5K and sold some shirts and hats on campus, which is really cool. Um, if you're a Clemson fan, they got this blue cheese shirt that they accidentally misprinted that said "keep refrigerated" instead of refrigerated. So if you want some want a very misprinted shirt, those exist now. Uh, Recently they ran into the baseball team out in California, which is really cool as well. So get yourself some good gear, free shipping for any order over $100. You can use our code if you're purchasing for the first time. Get you 10% off. Code FTRS, all caps. Free shipping, and then we'll see if I don't know if we'll see any discounts for the baseball team because we're kind of just favored at everything, no upsets and stuff like that. But just if you're a Southern fan, KSU fan, LSU, Purdue, South Florida, Clemson, or Tech, just keep your eyes open. There's some stuff that'll drop. That'll be pretty good, and there should be some new merch coming out. On a rolling basis for all these schools as well. So it's a good time. Section103.com. We're at Section103 on Twitter and on Instagram.
Time to talk very quickly about surely our favorite team on the flats, the men's basketball team. Do you want to give us the
Hmm.
latest?
Just one coaching update. Wes Flanagan's coming in from Ole Miss. I know we got a guy from Vanderbilt as well, whose name I'm forgetting. Uh, Basically the whole team's in the portal at this point too. So Dongo era, pretty much that's gone. Mo Silla gone. Chatfield gone. Akai Fleming. We're not keeping anybody. Like that's just the norm nowadays when it comes to this stuff. So just don't be surprised if you don't recognize anybody on the roster next year. Maybe one or two holdouts will stay, but that's just where we're at with this. And so, uh, yeah,
On to better news, softball 23 and 20, 8 and 10 in the ACC. They're currently in ninth place, but a 4-win week, a clean sweep of a Boston College, preceded by a 15-2 thumping of Mercer in what might have been a very cathartic fixture given
yeah.
Mercer's history with Tech last year.
Oh, kidding.
I mean, this is pretty good.
They needed
And
it.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything to say here. This is pretty fun.
Well, they needed it. They have. I mean, they've like got swept in their last two ACC series in very close nail biting fashion. Like the Duke games, they if they're a few feet from getting two wins, literally a few feet. Louisville just never got blown away, but never were close enough to really strike. Yeah, Mercer basically knocked. They didn't actually were the team to knock us out of the NCAA tournament last year, but they struck the first blow that really put us on our side after having beaten us in the season
Wait, no, I
before.
thought Mercer eliminated them. Hold on.
Uh, I thought if that was FIU or whatever, I don't know. They think they might be right. Uh, Big deal here though is that I mean this is the one of the biggest wins they've had over Mercer just ever. It's hard to get large run totals in softball because the mercy rules are much more constrictive than in baseball. So getting 15-2 was, I'm sure, very exhilarating for them. And then yeah, Boston College was a had to beat them series if we're gonna maintain any semblance of making the tournament. That's not a good enough team for us to afford a loss to, and so that was very very necessary. Good that we got the bats going. Just in general, everyone that needs to be hitting is hitting right now. People that need to be pitching are pitching well. Um, so this team is close to right. We got interesting games coming up because they go to Iowa City to play Iowa and South Dakota State. Pear has them favored in all of the games by against Iowa by about a run. South Dakota State by a lot more, but wins here will go a long, long way because we play Virginia Tech next, and that won't go well at all. At least in conference play.
Virginia Tech currently third in the ACC. They are 9 and 3 in conference and 33 and 5 overall.
Yeah, good.
You want to know who's at the top of the conference, by the way?
Oh, I actually don't. I actually don't. I forgot. I didn't. I checked and I didn't remember.
Florida State. That
Oh,
should not surprise you. What
nope,
should
not at all.
surprise you, uh, Jack? How many games do you think that they've won in a row?
Florida State. What? It's okay. So
12 and 0
Tech's
in the ACC, by the way.
12-0 in the ACC. Florida. Let's see. Tech's at 43 games so far played. Oh boy. I mean, maybe like I'll go with 33 straight wins.
It's 24.
Okay.
24 straight wins. They've played 39 games overall.
Okay.
That's what I have on the ACC title
That's up to date.
sheet
Yep. All
here.
right.
Also, very interestingly, the ACC standings page now shows you how many national titles that the conference has won in softball, and surely given the addition of Stanford, they have won more than one. Come on.
uh yeah. Well, unless they're not counting that. I don't know how that was there
Can
an
I click
agreement
on
there?
this? I'm clicking on it. Hold on.
This isn't the
National
thing.
champions. Yeah, it's just they're. I don't know when they put this page together, but all it has is 2018 Florida State.
I see it. Yeah. That yeah. I mean, that's technically true. So
This conference does so many dumb things. I dislike this conference immensely by the day. Tuesday versus Jacksonville State, excuse me, for softball, and then a weekend series, like you said, Iowa and South Dakota State. Let's flip over to tennis, shall we? A 4-2 loss for the men's tennis team, the 47th ranked men's tennis team versus SMU, which, unbeknownst to me, had the number one rated singles player hiding on their roster. And then
yep.
also Tech took a set off of him.
That
That's
yeah. Yep.
amazing.
Trevor Sived of SMU did lose the first set to Christophe Clement. So, I mean, honestly, that's probably the biggest win of any moment we've had all season for the men's team is we got a set off the number one player, or Christophe Clement got one and then lost the second two sets handedly. Uh, and yeah, we did not. The two wins came from Hedi Skodemakers and Gianluca Carlini in two sets apiece there. And then what happened with Chris Aurora? Oh, our old friend Chris Aurora, now with SMU, beat Jonathan
No
Urwanto.
way.
Chris
That cannot
Aurora.
be the same guy.
It says Chris Aurora right here on my screen. And then Richard Biagiotti got our other was up in the third set by the time his third set by the time SMU had clinched their fourth point. Boston College was like many Boston College games. We won pretty easily. Doubles not close. None of the singles matches went to three sets, so that was a very and only one set even required one of our guys, Jonathan Orwanto, to get to 7 games won. So uh, much easier there. They got Clemson for the final match of the season before ACC tournament play, which I assume is in Cary, North Carolina, like all ACC tennis matches are.
Let's find out, shall we? ACC Men's Tennis
I
Championship.
was right. Cary, North Carolina.
They haven't set the bracket yet because I guess there's still one
Nope. Yep. Still,
one match week left.
still
That's
matches to go.
unfortunate.
That is Friday at 4. So that's some pre-baseball action for you if you need it. Senior day for who is it? Senior day for? We should note this. Senior day for Robert Bauer, for Christophe Clement, and yep, those are the two that are seniors right now. So
Also, real time follow up. It is the same guy. I
man,
did it on his SMU
it's
player page. It
crazy,
says previous school Georgia Tech, so
man.
that's disappointing. Also disappointing. 2-4-0 sweeps for the against the women's tennis program, who now fall to 10 and 11. A 4-0 versus number 24 Duke, and then a 4-0 versus number 5 UNC. Kind of expected results. Still
Yep,
sucks.
yep. Nothing
No two
crazy.
ways about it.
Nothing crazy there. Alejandro Cruz had to play the number 2 player in the country, Reese Brentmeyer. Did not really come close there at all. And then, yeah, Tech was not on track to win any of the singles matches anywhere in these 2 weeks, in these two matches, which is unfortunate. Uh,
Alejandra Cruz got Brandmeier twice, by the way, because she got her in the doubles
oh,
as
yeah.
part of the number 3 doubles pairing of
Yeah.
Brandmeier and Alanis Hamilton, and then yeah, got her in the singles too.
Rough,
So that is just unfortunate.
rough. Well, they have at least got something winnable between Syracuse and Boston College this weekend before they, let's see, I assume they have to go play in Cary, North Carolina eventually as well. Yep, they sure do. Just in 2 weeks.
All roads lead to Cary, except if it's the softball championship, which is in Charlottesville.
I should note the team finals are in Athens this year.
Mm, gross.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. But yeah, women's tennis on Friday they will be at Cuse. That's a 3 p.m. start. And then on Sunday they'll be at Boston College. That is a 10 a.m. a brunch time start up in Boston. Track and field is next on the board. No action to report, but they have 3 tournaments, so 3 invitationals coming up. Jack,
Yes.
um, you want to go through those?
We got the Lee Fast Break Athletics in Cleveland, Tennessee, which I'm gonna I don't know where the city is. I'm gonna find out right now. Where the hell
Well, it's not
is
in
Cleveland, Tennessee?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Well, it's definitely not in that one. Cleveland, Tennessee. Now there is a Cleveland, Georgia as well. There's a Cleveland, Tennessee that it's right outside Chattanooga. Okay, if you just keep going up 75, you'll find it.
A
You'll
brisk
just
run in the
you'll
mountains.
drive just right on through it. Yep, it is just where all the mountains are. This is where Lee University is for those that are familiar with it.
Well,
So
that
there's
one would make sense.
yep, and so there is that's happening, and at the same time there is a meet called the Spec Towns Invitational in Athens. But the weekend after is the Tech Invitational, and so we'll have one more meet here on campus, which will be really cool to see. If you want to see some running and stuff, there's usually I gotta admit there's a lot of people that do like just the general like Atlanta run crowd and track and field crowd. They go to the 2 spring events that we have because it's of the we don't really have a big old like track meet in the city ever outside of this. Like there isn't.
They tried to do that at Piedmont a couple of years ago, right? The
Maybe
or at Midtown High, like
Midtown High
last
could
year.
Midtown High could support something. Emory kind of could support something, but yeah, it's like that. This is on average like the biggest event we have in terms of like highest level track and field action you can get in the city. So you get a lot of people from the sport coming out to that, which is cool to see. Um, we don't get any. I should know we don't get any revenue from that. That is just you just walk into those events. But it'd be kind of I think it'd be a little weird to charge for that. So
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense.
Any other news and notes from
Uh,
around the flats?
I got like five things here that are just all miscellaneous. We lost to Georgia in lacrosse because we went down
Womp
7-1 in the
womp.
first quarter. Couldn't get out of that hole, which is unfortunate. They beat them the rest of the way, but all the quarters matter, unfortunately. I know you want to talk about this, the block party,
Oh
which
yes.
the North Avenue Block Party, for those that have been to campus the last few years, has been on North Ave. But that was partly because they had to move Yellow Jacket Alley because they couldn't have it down at Callaway Plaza because of all the construction that was happening when they took down the Edge building and rebuilt it to Fanning. Well, Fanning's nearly done. Like the fencing's just about gone. They're just getting the final touches on the inside done at this point. And so that whole street where Yellow Jacket Alley was is going back. They're moving all of the block party stuff down there further into campus. They will not have to close down North Ave to make the party happen. Will they still close down North Ave? No idea. Probably not. I assume that costs a lot of money to do that, and I don't think they want to do that. But nonetheless, the main hubbub of stuff going on the campus, tailgate day, will now stretch in between the intersection of Bobby Dodd Way and Techwood Drive and go all the way up Freshman Hill into Tech Green and stuff like that. So that's happening. But do you want to read this quote about
Oh
how
yes.
things are happening here?
This is my favorite part because it's ridiculous. Let's see if I can find the exact quote. Quote, Tech Athletics has partnered with Georgia Tech's H. Milton Stewart School of Industrial and Systems Engineering and Scheller College of Business to help identify and implement 100 improvements to the game day experience and atmosphere. A full list of the 100 improvements, including exact footprint and timeline for Hell of a Block Party activities and Yellow Jacket Alley, will be announced in the coming months. And quote. This is the most like tech consulting like McKinsey and Deloitte are just like
I mean, it is a
rubbing their fingers together.
it is a press release. It is a good. I mean, this is probably as fun of a project that will ever exist for some of these students, which is cool. I mean,
I hope they're
yeah,
doing it with students though. Like
yeah,
I'd
I
rather
do.
them do it with students than be like that's the cool part of this to
Yeah,
me.
I
It
think there
is
will be some.
cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's like, hey, like go do a senior design or like a junior design project on how we can optimize traffic flow on campus. Where do most people like can we use Bluetooth sensors on campus? Can we use
right,
that to determine high traffic areas? Can we centralize? Where are the optimal points to put a lot of these events so that the most people come? Like
right, right.
there's a lot of opportunity to blend like the technology and the data that's available and use that to make good decisions.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
it's
overall, like this carries on in the a very plainly shown pattern that Brent Jones and Ryan Alpert have done in like getting fan feedback. Like this started kind of immediately when they took over the reins in terms of like wondering asking fans, hey, what do you want for football? Like, what can we do here? Do you want the Tennessee game to be in Mercedes or in Bobby Dodd, and getting that thing all solved? Like they this is what they've been doing the whole time, is trying to be more and more transparent and engage more and more people about how to make the general experience better, because that is you've got to make it worth coming to campus for. Even when and also you got to do it helps that we're winning when this is all happening, but you got to make it good enough to where people want to come when the team isn't as good either. And part of making that good is when you have a really fun experience that is outside the landscape of the game itself. And so this is really cool to see. And I mean, there's a lot of things changing as well. So around the stadium. So this is prime time to be like, all right, let's figure out some things that we can work on now and have in place for when the stadium is set up after the next renovation happens and in its next lifespan, basically. So it's
this
really cool that
reminds
this is
me
happening.
this reminds me a lot. This was like something that happened when I was in school, but they had like a similar party situation that you had to pay to get into on top of Peter's parking deck. I think they
Yeah,
still kind of do that.
the kind of
Um,
weird tailgating thing. I don't
Yeah,
know if
it's
they
like a
do.
millennial, like, hey, like we know that you don't drive to games,
Hmm.
so let us pay, you pay us a nominal fee and we'll pay for you to tailgate. And I
Yeah,
imagine that that is also like probably pretty successful, especially if you're
Yeah,
trying to court your in city fans, like how many of those you have.
yeah.
My favorite part of this, though, I think, is that they've arbitrarily picked the number 100. Like you
Hopefully
could
it's
have
more.
picked any other number. Like
Yeah,
you could have picked. It had to be round. Number
of
one, it
course.
had to
Yeah.
be round. And number two, you could have like set the bar a lot lower for yourself. Believe me, I'm holding you to this 100. Like I'm gonna go through this list
We're
and use it as a checklist.
we'll need the list. We'll need the list.
Look, journalism, including blog journalism, is all about truth to power, Jack.
I agree. I agree. I should note we do have the spring game next weekend. There is
Mm,
football that we can go to on Saturday the 18th for free, of course. That's at 1 o'clock. So we'll see.
I'm still shocked they're doing a string game,
I'll
considering all of the consternation over. Ooh, they get the tape. Like other people get tape on what
well,
we're doing.
I'll talk. Well, I'll spoil my what I was going to talk about next week about that. Is that that was a thing when there was a transfer portal in the summer, but now there's no
Right.
summer transfer portal. So the fact that our new wide receivers last year, who totally were not injured, didn't play the spring game because they were quote unquote injured, it was purely just to hide them because they knew Eric Rivers was good. They didn't want any more tape on it, so because he could leave. That is not the case right now. That has been locked away because of the elimination of the summer transfer portal. So we're fine on that front. We'll still have a lot. We'll be able to see Alberto Mendoza though. That'll be the big thing. Is what does Alberto look like? The very very early iteration of that. But that's we'll talk more about that next week. Um, Also, we almost got a basketball championship in the city of
Not
Atlanta.
we. Let's
We
in
as
the city of Atlanta.
The Atlanta we. Poor Emery. Ugh, feel bad for that.
For more context, Emery puts a or throws up a three at the very end of the D3 national championship. All three divisions have their national championships hosted in Indianapolis this weekend. By the way, on the men's side as like a celebration of basketball. So Emery's playing, what was it, like Mary Washington
Something like that.
in
Yeah.
the D3 national championship. And Emery throws up a three with maybe 10 seconds left on the clock, sinks it. So they're up by, I think, like two as Mary Washington inbounds the ball. Or no, they would have to be up by one as Mary Washington inbounds the ball. And then Mary Washington in 10 seconds somehow miraculously puts up a layup at the buzzer, works the ball all the way inside, puts up a layup as the buzzer and wins the D3 title. Just like pulls it right out from under Emery, which
So sad.
is sad.
They
But
join a long list of Atlanta legends in not finishing the job in the championship game.
also including the literal Atlanta Legends, although that mostly came down to them no longer existing by the time a championship game was played. So
Yes, yes, that yes.
everyone remembers the AAF, surely,
Michael Vick.
truly. Anything else?
I think
No,
we did
no.
it. Uh,
Angel Reese coming to the Dream. I don't know. Are we in
that's
Atlanta? Like a general Atlanta sports podcast? Is this where we do Atlanta sports bits now?
I don't know who else is going to talk about Angel Reese in this city on a podcast. I actually Locked on Hawks might do it, but uh, no, that's huge. I'll note
That's crazy.
Chicago basketball teams are in a spot of extreme turmoil, and so I am in no shock that they made what
They
seems like
fired everyone. The Bulls just fired
they
everyone.
sure did. So yeah, if you haven't been to a Dream game, we've now got three of the most famous players in the league right now between Brittany Griner, Ryan Howard, and Angel Reese. Uh, it's going to be quite a season. I mean, they are on. If they don't win the WNBA title, they have not reached their
I think it depends on if
potential this
Griner
year.
resigns, right?
But
Like that's
yeah, except
the state of
yeah,
play.
she wasn't even playing. She wasn't starting last year, but she was still very helpful. We got they're not our three, and the thing is, those are not our three best players either. Like we got a lot going on. Nas Hillman's killing it as well. So, uh, yeah, though this that in terms and the Hawks are killing it right now. I mean, they're best team in the NBA recently. They're playing the Knicks right now. Like this is we're right now Atlanta is as good of a basketball city as any other sport right now, if you don't count college teams.
Womp womp. Hey, noted Michigan grad, Nas Hillman, by the way.
There you go.
That
Is
leads
that who?
us right into our a beautiful segue, a truly beautiful segue. Uh, Everyone will hear this by the time that, or everyone will see the actual result of this game by the time that this episode comes out. But
This is
Jack,
true.
Michigan, Connecticut, what do we got?
Well, I've watched 0 seconds of both teams this year. Uh, I'm aware that Dan Hurley is a maniac. Uh, and I'm aware that Michigan has basically blown everybody else out that they've played. Um, I feel like this is probably Michigan's to lose if I understand the tea leaves correctly. I don't. I'm speaking completely out of my butt right now though. So, um,
Michigan is favored by 6.5 points.
okay, well there you go. Like, yeah, I don't see why not. Although this, I mean, this is the tournament. Who the hell knows what happens? But I am gonna watch 0 seconds of this game. So, yeah,
I'm sure there's soccer on for me to watch instead, surely. Or I could just watch baseball. The Braves are playing on ESPN tonight.
Braves playing. I've been watching the Artemis 2 mission for about 8 hours today. They just got around the moon, so they're on their way back home. Uh, that's been very fun to watch as a not engineer but science guy that likes science ish. Anyways, we gotta stop this podcast. We're done.
Yeah, we're way too way too far gone at this point. You want to take us out?
You can find us at fromtherumbleseat.com. Email us at fromtherumbleseat@gmail.com if you got questions or if you want to come write for us. We always use the help there. You can find us at FTRS blog. I'm at Jack Nicholas between the Twitter and the Blue Sky. Jake, who is not with us today, sadly, is at Jake Grant98 on Blue Sky. Me and Akshay run this thing called Game on Paper. If you ever want to, I don't know, see stuff, come find us in the fall. That's when we'll kick things back up then. Once football season gets around, you can find Section 103's gear at section103.com or their Twitter handle. This podcast will be up on Spotify. It'll be up on Apple. It'll be up on YouTube as well. So you can find those there or other places as well. But with that, thanks for listening. We'll see y'all next week. You can find us at Rush Chandler Stadium this weekend. Go Jackets.